In this video, we're going to talk about parabola with vertex at hk. The equation of the parabola with horizontal axis of symmetry is y minus k quantity squared equals 4p times x minus h. While the equation of the parabola with vertical axis of symmetry is x minus h quantity squared equals 4p times y minus k. Remember that if the axis of symmetry is horizontal, the opening of the parabola is either right or left. If p is greater than 0, the parabola opens to the right. But if p is less than 0, the parabola opens to the left. But if the axis of symmetry is vertical, the opening of the parabola is either upward or downward. If p is greater than 0, the parabola opens upward. If p is less than 0, the parabola opens downward. As you can observe, if the parabola opens to the right or left, the equation is still quadratic in y. The same sa equation ni parabola with vertex at the origin. The only difference is that we now have the value of hk, which is the vertex, in the equation. Dito sa parabola with vertex at the origin, kaya y squared at x lang ito because the vertex is at 0, 0. Y minus 0 squared is y squared, and x minus 0 is just x. Kaya ganito lang ang equation ni parabola kung ang vertex ay nasa origin. Here, since the vertex is no longer at the origin but at hk, kaya naging ganito ang equation. Just remember na ito ay sa x at ito sa y. Kaya kung nasaan ang y, nandun ang k. At kung x ay h. Same dito. Since it is quadratic in x, kaya h dito at dito k. Okay? The focus is h plus p then k if the parabola opens to the right or left. And if the parabola opens upward or downward, the focus is h then k plus p. Ang focus ng parabola with vertex at the origin ay ito. Kung right or left, nauuna ang p kaysa 0. At kung upward or downward, nauuna ang 0 bago ang p. Kaya 0 dito kasi ang vertex ay nasa origin. Pero dito, since the vertex now is at hk, kaya naging ganito ang focus. We just need to add the value of p either sa h or sa k. Pag right or left, i-add natin ito sa h. At kung upward or downward, ay sa k. Sa latus rectum, ganun pa rin. The length is equal to the absolute value of 4p. And the direction is vertical if it opens right or left, and horizontal if it opens upward or downward. But the endpoints, nadagdagan lang ng h at k. Dito, kung ang vertex ay nasa origin, ito ang endpoints. Pag right or left, nauuna ang p bago 2p. Same pa rin dito. Nauuna pa rin ang p bago 2p, but this time, since the vertex is not on the origin, we add or subtract hk. Same dito. Pag upward or downward, nauuna naman ang 2p bago ang p, but we now add or subtract these values sa h or k. Same itong dalawa, pati dito. But just take note na kung 2p, ang isa ay ia-add at ang isa ay isusubtract. Kapag right or left, ia-add at isusubtract sa k. Pero pag upward or downward, ia-add at isusubtract naman sa h. Dito ay h plus p at dito ay k plus p. The axis of symmetry, or also known as the principal axis, is still y equals k if it opens to the right or left, and x equals h if it opens upward or downward. So the same ang equation ng axis of symmetry mapa-vertex at the origin and not on the origin. While the directrix is x equals h minus p if the parabola opens right or left, and the equation is y equals k minus p if it opens upward or downward. So these are the characteristics of parabola with vertex at hk. Let us now have an examples. Number 1, given the equation x minus 2 squared equals 12 times y minus 1, Find the coordinates of the vertex and the focus, the principal axis, the equation of directrix, and coordinates or endpoints of latus rectum. Since the equation is quadratic in x and it is positive here, this is parabola opening upward. So ito ang ating focus, ang endpoints ng latus rectum, equation ng axis of symmetry or principal axis, at ito naman ang equation ng directrix. To determine the vertex, we need h and k. And this can be found in the given equation, where h is equal to 2 and k equals 1. So the vertex is 2, 1. To determine the focus, we first need to find the value of p, which can also be found sa given equation by simplifying the value of 4p. In the equation, 4p is equal to positive 12. To solve for p, divide the equation by 4. So p is equal to 12 divided 4 is 3. We can now determine the coordinates of the focus. Substitute the value of h, k, and p. So we have 2, then 1 plus 3. Simplify 1 plus 3, therefore, the coordinate of the focus is 2, 4. Then the principal axis, which is x equals h, or x equals 2. While the equation of directrix is y equals k minus p. Replace k with 1 and p 3. 1 minus 3 is negative 2. Therefore, the directrix is y equals negative 2. Then, let us also find the coordinates or endpoints of latus rectum. We're gonna use this formula, h plus 2p, k plus p, and h minus 2p, k plus p. Replace h, k, and p with its given value and simplify. 2 plus 2 times 3 is 8. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 2 is equal to 8. Then, 1 plus 3 is 4. Then, 2 minus 2 times 3 is negative 4. 2 times 3 is 6, and 2 minus 6 is negative 4, while 1 plus 3 is 4. So the endpoints of latus rectum are 8, 4, and negative 4, 4. To sketch the graph, first plot the vertex, which is at 2, 1. Then, the focus, 2, 4. It must be above the vertex since the parabola opens upward. So point 2, 4 is located here. We can also determine the value of p by counting its distance from the vertex. Therefore, the distance of the focus from the vertex must be equal to 3 since the value of p is 3. So let us check. The distance of the focus from the vertex is 1, 2, 3. Therefore, p is truly equal to 3. And it is positive since the focus is above the vertex. But if the focus is below the vertex, p is negative. Similarly, if the focus is to the right of the vertex, the value of p is positive, but if the focus is to the left of the vertex, p is negative. Next, let us locate the principal axis x equals 2, which is here, and this is a vertical line. Then, the directrix, which is y equals negative 2, and this is a horizontal line. Finally, locate the endpoints 8, 4, which is here, and negative 4, 4, which is located here. Connect these points. This is now the graph of the parabola x minus 2 quantity squared equals 12 times quantity y minus 1. And remember, this is our latus rectum. Another example. Number 2. The equation is x plus 1 quantity squared equals negative 4 times y minus 3. Find the vertex, the focus, the directrix, principal axis, and the endpoints of latus rectum. The value of h is equal to negative 1, opposite of positive 1, and k is positive 3, opposite of negative 3. Since the equation is quadratic in x, and it is negative here, the parabola opens downward. If P is less than 0, it opens downward. So ito pa rin ang focus, ang endpoints, ang axis of symmetry, and the directrix. Since h equals -1 and k equals 3, the vertex is -1, 3. Let us locate -1, 3 on the Cartesian plane, and point -1, 3 is in the second quadrant. Next, let us determine the focus, but we first need to find the value of P. For P is equal to -4. To solve for P, again, divide both sides by 4 and simplify. So P is equal to -1. 4 divided 4 is 1. The focus is h, k plus p. Substituting the value of h, k, and p, we have -1, 3 plus -1. Simplify, we just copy -1, multiply the signs, positive times negative is negative, so 3 minus 1 is 2. Therefore, the focus is -1, 2. Let us plot this point, -1, 2, and it is located here. It is 1 unit below the vertex. Next, let us find the directrix, which is y equals k minus p. And this is equal to 3 minus the value of p, which is -1. Negative times -1 is +1. So 3 plus 1 is 4. The directrix is the line y equals 4. So y equals 4 is located here, and this is a horizontal line. Then, the principal axis, which is the line x equals h, or x equals -1, the value of h, and it is located here. This time, this is a vertical line, and as you can see, the axis of symmetry, or principal axis, should pass through the focus. Then the endpoints of latus rectum. We use this formula and then replace h, k, and p. So we have -1 plus 2 times -1, then 3 plus -1. Let us first multiply the signs. 2 times -1 is -2, and positive times -1 is -1. Then, we have here -1 minus 2 times -1, then 3 plus -1. -2 times -1 is +2, and positive times -1 is -1. -1 minus 2 is -3, then 3 minus 1 is 2. And -1 plus 2 is 1, then 3 minus 1 is 2. And these are the endpoints of latus rectum. Plot these points. -3, 2 is located here, while 1, 2 is located here. Connect these points, and this is now the graph of equation number 2.